वजूद की समय को भी तलाश नहीं, समय को भी तलाश नहीं। चरित्र जब पवित्र है तो क्यों है ये दशा तेरी? चरित्र जब पवित्र है तो क्यों है ये दशा तेरी? ये पापियों को हक नहीं कि ले परीक्षा तेरी, कि ले परीक्षा तेरी। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है। जला के भस्म कर उसे जो क्रूरता का जाल है, जला के भस्म कर उसे जो क्रूरता का जाल है। तू आरती की लौ नहीं, तू क्रोध की मशाल है, तू क्रोध की मशाल है। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, गगन भी कब कब आएगा। चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, गगन भी कब कब आएगा। अगर तेरी चुनर गिरी तो एक भूकंप आएगा, एक भूकंप आएगा। तो खुद की खोज में निकल, तो किस लिए हताश है? तो चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है।
Hey, good evening. Just give me a couple of minutes till others are logging in. Just let's wait for 2-3 minutes more. Thank you.
वक्त था जब जिंदगी में कोई गम नहीं था, सब कुछ तो नहीं था पास में।
Okay, let's make a good beginning today. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for waiting. I can see children. Can I just get the videos on for a minute, because I want to see how many kids are there and how many adults are there, because that gives me a little idea of how to improvise on the session. Okay. Hi, Shivansh. Good to see you. Hello to everybody. Akash, my Burivili, you're here. How good to see you.
Very good evening, ma'am. So nice to meet you after a long time.
Yes, after very long, Akash. Nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Susmita, good to see you. Hope your operation was all good. You're looking very cool with the glasses today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All the ones who I know, I don't know, a big hello to you. Only jiska video and photos I'm able to see, I'm able to say hello to you all. But yes, a warm welcome, extending it out to each and every one. Yes, Amrita, Beena, Jasmine, and all students, friends, colleagues, and known, unknown people. I think let's put it all like that. So, hi, Hetal. My God, Tokyo, what time is it? Hetal, unmute.
It's 9 p.m.
Oh, wow. I'm finally, the Japan Tokyo time has worked with India time. Thank you.
Yeah, the only.
Thank you for joining in. Okay, so today's session is a difficult one, if I can say, but is also going to be interesting at a lot of levels. I have tried my best to make it which will help children and help us adults, to where you can apply it for yourself, but also how you can apply it back, maybe with your own child or with the children you're working with. I've tried to keep that, keeping in mind that every session I know that there are adults with the kids, even in a children's session, clearly shows how much we are really wanting to know and learn like a child. So this topic, once again, is a very dear topic, is something that I am really working towards. I, in fact, do a lot of work with it. And I think it's time where we really dig into this when we talk of Khud Ki Talaash. Very consciously, I have kept the name, though I've written it in English, it in Hindi, because somehow it's very soulful. You know, the word Khud and Talaash, instead of just saying, okay, let's self-discovery. What does this whole idea, the word Talaash, the word to look for, to discover, can mean really deep. And children, if you're here in the session, and as you all are listening, listen to it. I know there are different age groups. I'm going to try my best to reach out to you, but if there is confusion, I am definitely going to answer your questions later on. Okay, so do not hesitate on that. You can ask me later. So when I'm talking of a discovery about myself, what are we saying? Meaning, what is this? I know now, I am Zil, I am married, I have a son, all this is there. What more do I need to know about myself? But when I really want to know and understand myself, then we need to figure out how do we do it and what is the best way of doing this. Okay, and I'm going to give it my shot to take you all further so that each of us can understand this. When we talk of self, we talk of self-awareness. Okay, how do we have awareness? How do we know what this self means? What is Zil? I'm giving my name because it's easier to give as an example. What does it mean to understand about myself? इतने सारे लोग हैं उसमें, why am I so important? It's not about having this ego and say, oh man, I'm a very cool person, but what is it? Okay, and the ability, when you can understand your feelings, so whether you get angry, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, you're upset, the kind of thoughts that are running in your mind, and then the kind of action you take. So when I'm angry, I'm like, I may do that. Or if I'm really upset, I may cry. Sometimes when I'm really got too many thoughts running in my head, I may push away things, I may throw things. Those are the actions we do, right? I mean, not everybody, but we tend to do it. And the awareness to understand and recognize, okay, I am feeling upset. And because I was upset, that's why I did this action. And how did it affect me and how it affected the other? This understanding is very, very important when we are working and trying to understand our own self. Because till we don't do that, it's very difficult to say, Arey, but he did not understand me. You know, when children, when you all fight and you all have little fights with friends, na, isn't it common? We elders also fight. Don't worry. With our friends, with our partners, everyone. But when we fight, we always find that the fault is in somebody else. I thought was right. I didn't do it. But maybe the way you said it, the action you did, the tone you spoke in, all those things become very important. By no means I'm trying to say that the other may not be at fault. But we need to understand and recognize these things about ourselves so that we have healthier relationships and build healthier patterns for future. For children, okay, this is specifically, there are 3 important reasons why we as kids and why kids should be aware, okay, about themselves. One, I said that it helps them to tune into their own feelings, thoughts, and actions. What I feel, how I think, and what actions I put in, okay? Then that helps them to become self-aware and helps them to recognize how other people see you also and how I see the other. How my friend is seeing me, how my friend sees me, that kind of understanding comes. And also there are 2 kinds of self-awareness, okay? One is a public self-awareness and one is a private. Public, what does public mean? When everybody is there, okay? So it's public. Private is something personal, which is mine, which only I understand or I may know. Not everybody may know about it. Or maybe very close few people, my parents may know, my bestest friend may know, but the whole class may not know. Okay, that's the difference between public and private. And we're going to go a little more deeper in it to understand that. So private self-awareness and public self-awareness, 2 kinds of self-awareness we are building towards, and we have that. We don't realize it though. Private self-awareness is when, I've written kids here, but this is true for all of us, okay? We are aware of something about ourselves, okay, that other people may not know. So the thought that is going in my mind, the feelings I may be having, maybe I am not liking it, but I will not tell anybody about it. So one example is when the class teacher will tell you, get up in class and why don't you read this paragraph? Sometimes kids get butterflies in their stomach and they're feeling very tensed about it. They may get very, very nervous about it. And that knowing that I'm feeling nervous, I'm feeling this butterfly in my tummy, something is happening there, that is self-awareness. But that is your awareness. That's why it's private, because others don't know about it. It's not that others have noticed it or they're aware about it. Okay? So it's a personal, it's a private self-awareness. And this is important because all of us have it. All of us experience it. Probably we don't really know about it. When I'm talking of public self-awareness is when kids are aware of how other people see them. Okay? This kind of awareness comes later in life. It does not come right at the start. Okay? Because it takes time to develop. Because as children, and not only children, even adults, we need to understand that like we have our thoughts, our feelings, and we have actions, and we may see things differently. The same way, the other person also has their own thought, their own feeling, their own way of functioning, their own way of seeing things, okay? And it can be different. Okay, and until the research says that most kids till 5 don't even realize what other people think and feel. Okay, and this is theory of mine. I'm not going to go into detail of it, but as we know that cognitive development is important, motor skills are important, physical development is important, academic, speech and language. Same way, emotional development is very, very, very crucial and important. And especially in today's day and age, this is something we are all battling with, including ourselves as adults. A lot of us don't even have the right vocabulary, or we don't know the right vocabulary to teach our own children. And we ourselves fumble because when we are most upset or most harrowed, we sometimes don't know how we are really feeling, or we are not able to pinpoint it at that time. Okay, so this is public self-awareness, which also comes in, but comes in later on, where you start understanding not only yours but the other's perspective also. Please remember that self-awareness is important for all the age groups. Okay, it helps you develop and grow, whether you are at home, whether you are in school, whether you are in a workplace, relationship with people, communicating with people, even moving from one, understanding when you're hungry, when you're sleepy, when you're tired. You know, basic needs also, you need self-awareness. Okay, and how do we develop this? Okay, this is a constant thing. It's not going to be uh, it's not going to be like one magic wand and everything takes place. Okay, it is going to take some time. It's a process, and it starts when you are a child. Okay, that is why this particular session I wanted, and I want kids to know, is that it starts with you. You may be 3-year-old and 4-year-old and 5-year-olds, but understanding how you feel, if you're upset, giving the right vocabulary to them, the process begins there. So to able, the first step to this is when you start recognizing your own name. That is when you start building the identity for self. When I start calling the person, the little child, with a name, it's no more baby, babu, cuckoo, chuchu, it all that disappears. Okay, and the name is there. And then, you know, in school, I've known that in preschools also, when I used to work, the crayon boxes would have their names written so that they can go and identify their box, so that they start relating, oh, I am Zil. And I don't talk in third person. I start talking in first, and I realize who it is. When I start recognizing my own name, then the emotions also I start recognizing. And I may not understand them. I may not be able to differentiate at the start, but the emotions come with it. Then to understand what are my strengths, what are my challenges, what do I like, what do I not like, how can I move forward from here, how can I not. All this is part of the self-awareness umbrella. This does not take place at one time. It happens over a period of time, over a period of, as you grow, each time it becomes more and more clear for us, and more challenging also at the same time. Okay. So what we need to remember is that if I don't know myself, then how do I choose what I like, what I don't like? And if I cannot choose what I like, I don't like, how do I give also? Okay, it's a whole cycle. So I need to understand myself first, so that I'm able to distinguish and choose between things, and understand what is healthier or what is not healthier, and then accordingly give my time or my energy, or give it to others, whether I'm giving myself in service to others, or whether I'm helping somebody to study, or whether I'm helping my mother in the kitchen, or also giving to your own self. Okay, at all levels. This is a very important circle, because one cannot do without the other. So today what we are going to focus on is actually to know yourself, because this change starts right inside and way inside. Okay, we've got a neuron here. Because when we change our habits and we change our behavior patterns, it is right working, because when we break a habit to create a new one, it will work till your neural level. There is a whole research, and all the adults and therapists who are here and professionals, there is something called neuroplasticity, whereby there is enough research now which proves that you can create new neural pathways, so that new ways of functioning can be taking place. So if I want to change a habit or a pattern, and I am able to create a new way of thinking, a new way of being, by working on it. That is why the change happens right inside. So when even at a philosophical level and a spiritual level, there is this thing says, na, the power is within. You know, it has to start from its inward to outward journey. In reality, even science is exactly this. It is inward to outward. Okay, because till the inward doesn't take place, the outward is not going to happen. Right? Sorry, bachas, if this was a little more strong for you. But what you all should do, kids and adults, you do it for yourself, you can do it for the child. You do work on your self-esteem, your confidence. You've got to build it up. You've got to build on your self-awareness. How do I become more aware and mindful of what is happening around me? I build on my strengths. I don't only have to say, oh, I'm not very good at writing. Oh, I'm not very good at talking with people. I can't really maintain relationship. Okay, but there will be something which you'll be really, really good at, or something which you're good at. And if you build on it a little more, you can become better at it. So building on strengths is so important. And then celebrate success. None of us celebrate success. Why do we have to not celebrate success? One tiny little step forward is a success. So celebrate it, enjoy it. And that gives the feeling of empowerment and confidence and builds the awareness. Okay? Yeah, this is the right slide. Correct. So I'm going to share a little story with y'all. And this is for all my little kids here. It's called the sky. Okay, the sky was the first thing Gilbert saw when he hatched from the egg. All he wanted to do is to soar and glide gracefully in the skyline. The albatross is a bird. Okay, he admired this bird, but he can't fly. Gilbert couldn't fly, no matter how much he tried. And so began his journey to find his way into the world. And it turns out that the sky might not be the place he's looking for. Do you all want to see the story to see what happens? I mean, hello, adults, you all can also tell me yes or no. Okay, so let's get on with the story and let's see what is happening to Gilbert.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Storytime family. Today we have The Second Sky by Patrick Guest and Jonathan Bentley. Let's check it out. The Second Sky. Gilbert peeked out from his egg and saw the sky for the first time. The moon glowed, the stars sparkled, the birds wheeled, and Gilbert knew where he wanted to be. Up, up, with the storm petrels, the sheer waters, and the wandering albatross. But Gilbert had big clumsy feet and small fluffy wings. He flapped and flapped, but instead of flying, he fell on his face, his back, and his bottom. All I need is a few more feathers, he told himself. Gilbert's feathers grew, and he learned to waddle. Now I can do it, thought Gilbert. He waddled and flapped, waddled and flapped. But instead of flying, he slipped on the ice, tripped on the rocks, and stumbled over his sleeping family. Give it up, Gilbert, said Uncle Crabstick. You're a penguin, not a goose, said Auntie Anchovy. But Gilbert didn't give up. He knew if he kept trying, he would find a way to fly. Or will he? One day, the wandering albatross came gliding across the sky. The albatross tucked its wings and did a perfect dive. It spread its wings and soared, and it didn't flap once. I've been flapping too hard, thought Gilbert. I need to spread my wings and soar. The albatross glided away on the wind. Gilbert followed over rocks and ice. He waddled up, 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 through the wind and snow until he reached the top. and saw the whole world spread out below. The albatross soared away over the sparkling ocean. Wait for me, cried Gilbert. Watch me soar. Gilbert spread his wings and jumped. Down, 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 slipping, spinning, stumbling, tumbling, until he splashed into the sea. Gilbert tumbled, bubbled, and sank. When he opened his eyes, he saw stars and moons and clouds. He sank deeper and saw floating forests, rolling gardens, and mighty mountaintops. Gilbert tucked his wings and did a perfect dive, and he spread his wings and flew. The end. Hope you like the second sky.
Does anybody want to share what the story was about? The kids, this is your time to speak. Did you all see the story? Shivansh, who was there in the story?
Gilbert.
Yeah, and who was Gilbert? Was he a bird or a penguin?
Penguin.
Penguin. And did he, who's going to tell me whether he could fly eventually or no? Could he fly?
No.
No, he couldn't fly in the sky. Where was he swimming and flying? In the?
No.
It's in the water, because he fell down from the snow mountain. Because penguins can swim in the water, right? And they can really dive deep. So when Gilbert thought that he could fly up in the sky like a bird. And he thought, oh my God. And he was feeling very upset that he couldn't fly like a bird, till he realized I can actually open my wings, with which he flapped with. And he thought he was flying under the water, but he was actually swimming. Okay, so that's how we got to know what he could really do. So we got to know that what we can be, we are very unique about, what is superb about ourselves, what we are really good at, so that we are proud about it, and then we are able to follow it and love it. Okay, so how do we get to know ourselves better, so that we know what are our qualities, what are our traits, and how to build on it? Okay, all of y'all have paper and some pen or something. I'm sorry for the very tiny font, but I can read it out to y'all. So quickly, I would like y'all to write this down. Okay, these are questions you're going to answer. Okay, the first one is, I'm strong in these areas. The second one says, I struggle with. The third one is, my favorite thing about school is. Fourth is, here's what the teachers I'm most comfortable with do to make that happen. The fifth is, the most stressful part of school day. Sixth is, I'd like some help with. And seventh is, when I need help, I'm comfortable asking for it in the different ways, in the following ways. So children, y'all can keep the school in mind and do it. And adults, y'all don't necessarily need to, don't keep school in mind. Y'all keep your workspace in mind and do it. Okay, so let's take a couple of minutes to do this before we go ahead. Okay, let's take another minute or so. Okay, have you managed to do a couple of them at least, if not completely? Okay. You all want another minute? Okay. I can see some heads going yes and one thumbs up. Okay, fine. I'm giving you all another minute to finish this. Okay. Let's get back, because there is a lot more to go and there will be some more things that I will ask you all to do. Do you want to share some things now? Would anybody like to share what they wrote? No? Okay. Even if you're not sharing, are you able to see your areas of strengths? Because this is to realize what you can really, to understand yourself, to see what your strengths are and how you can work on them a little more. Yeah? Thank you for answering on chat. Yes. So if the kids don't want to share, do the adults want to share anything? Or it's okay to move ahead? Okay. So I have somebody on chat saying that they struggle with taking help. Yes, in fact, I think it's an area with a lot of us struggle with. It's so difficult to ask for help. It's like as if asking for help is going to take us and make us feel as if we are really not good enough, we are not worth it. Maybe what will others say? How will they look at us? There are a barrage of thoughts for it. Thank you for sharing that, because it is a difficult one. I do agree. Struggle with time management, stressful to communicate with boss. I struggle with opening up and expressing myself. Yes, these are also areas. Can't tell people what capacity and caliber I have. Okay. Stress with exams. Fair enough. Okay. Now, all the older bachas that are writing, please make a note of how you are feeling this. Okay. You're struggling with self-care and how we unconsciously expect our children to do all this that we can't. okay, or even probably our clients. So let's take a little deep, let's go a little further and see what we can, if the activities that I'm going to share a little today and talk about this journey in words to understand ourselves, if we get some amount of clarity of what we should be doing. Okay, I'm going ahead. Now, on another sheet of paper, if you've got crayons, pens, pencils, if you don't have, take a pencil and do, you don't need fancy colors. You have to draw yourself as a tree. So you have to think, Shivansh, you are a tree. How will the tree look? Okay. So all, I'm just naming because I know these names right now. Just you to draw yourself as a tree. Okay. And when you're drawing yourself as a tree, the roots, wherever the roots are, you're going to write descriptions of the things that give you strength, which are your good positive qualities. And your leaves that you draw are the things you're trying to change or what you want to improve. So roots are that are your good qualities and what gives you strength. Leaves are the things that you want to change or you're trying to change for the better. Okay. Take 5-7 minutes and let's do this. Okay. Come on, get on with all your trees now. I'll also draw my tree. How's it going? Do we have our trees? Okay. Lovely, lovely. Okay, another minute or two. Okay, fine. Okay. Do we have our trees now? Superb. Now, does anybody want to share? I can share my tree with you all. Okay. And I have got some stuff written on it. And I still think I need to write a lot more. Yes. Have you able to find out what is giving you strength and what are your qualities and your positive traits and what are the things that you could try to change so that they become even better than what they are? Yes, beautiful. I am very happy. If you all don't feel like sharing it here, you can type it and share it, and I can talk to you all and share it later on. Okay, with everyone else. So let's go ahead and watch this, because if you've not completed a tree, you can even do it while watching this. Okay.
I like being you, said the reflection in the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I blushed. Me? Yes, you. And by the way, you have wonderful eyes. I blinked, astonished. I do? Absolutely. They sparkle like stars on the darkest of nights. I gazed downward. Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. Sweet of you to say. You have a marvelous voice. I gently whispered. You really think so? Of course. You sound as joyous as a songbird, whistling in the trees. And you have a magnificent smile. I sheepishly grinned. Well, Mama always says, start every day with a smile. I agree. Your smile is as bright and cheerful as the sun in the sky. And you are quite smart. I took a step towards the mirror. I do try very hard. You sure do. You're as brilliant as a rocket scientist. I like that you are friendly. I leaned in closer. It's very important to be nice, you know. It sure is. You're as peaceful as a butterfly. and you have a lot of courage. I raise my head high. I auditioned for the school play today. Outstanding. You're as brave as a lion. You're a fantastic dancer. I spread my arms wide. Watch how fast they can twirl. Around and around I went. Amazing. You're as graceful as a dolphin gliding through the sea. I plopped on the ground, giggling as the room playfully spun around. And you have a terrific laugh. Thank you very much. Your chuckle fills the air with bubbly joy. But most of all, I like your heart. Your kindness is as beautiful as a rainbow. I stood up and walked towards the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I gently pressed my hands against the glass. I like being you. We smiled in unison. I like being you too. I want to be you forever.
Okay, any thoughts that you'd like to share? Before I go to the next one. Anyone? No? Should I go ahead? You'll want to put it on chat if that's more comfortable. Then go ahead and do it. Okay? But like the little ones can use, what we did, the writing and the tree, older children, okay, teenagers, and even us adults can do journaling. And I find journaling as a very strong space for self-discovery. So you can do it for yourself, you can do it for your children, your students, your clients, and the older kids, all about 10-year-olds. This is a good space to be and start working on. Okay. There are three main, I think, points which are really important or really highlight journaling. One is that it helps you to see your qualities. Okay, when you start maintaining a journal to understand yourself and discover yourself, it can be very, very encouraging. By journaling, I am not saying that you have to say, oh, I had this fight today, I did not like this, what do I do, I'm not good enough. No, there is a way journaling is done so that it helps us encourage to try and find out answers that we may contemplate on. Okay. The second one is that the act of journaling shows children that their ideas matter. So when they put it down, they put their intentions down, their messages down, they're able to reflect on it and put focus on it. So it's a perspective that they get and they feel, oh yes, this is also very important for me. And the third area is that it encourages the student and the child to recognize their own thought processes. Okay. So this is regardless of any age group that we are in. But sometimes you simply don't know why you think the way you're thinking or why you're feeling the way you're feeling. So and however true it may be, but when you try to start looking in and start examining and looking at the layers of it, you start understanding where the values come from. And journaling helps break that process down so that you get to know yourself better. So I think for the older ones, this is a great space to start working on for self-discovery. Again, no magic wand, guys. You've got to do this consistently on a long-term basis. It's a regular thing. Okay. But I can assure you that it brings in a lot of confidence, builds your esteem, and it's a tool that you can use. So you're not dependent on somebody else always. It gives you a chance to feel successful and improve yourself by understanding yourself much more. And a lot of prompts are there which we can share, and these are some of the prompts I have put down. Okay, so when you want to start understanding and do a self discovery, simple things you start with: what is your happiest memory, what makes it so special, Write about it as much as you can in detail. Or you could do, what do you look up to? Or who do you look up to? Write about your role model and why you would admire him or her. Yes, Shivansh, that is beautiful. Thank you so much. Very, very nice. Sorry, that tree was distracting me. And it's really nice. Very nice, Shivansh. Thank you. Okay. Same way, the journal prompts can be given so that the child knows what I can write about. Okay. Write about a time when you were very afraid or fearful of something. Okay. And you would not be able to do or tell anybody about it. How did it make you feel? You help them get in touch with their emotions, their feelings, help them understand what it is all about. So give them journal prompts, right? And there are lots of things that you can work on. I'm sorry, there is a little spelling error here, but build your emotions vocabulary. A lot of us don't know the right emotion that we may be feeling. We know we are feeling it, but we are not able to word it. Okay, so understand the patterns and triggers for the behavior and emotions. Build the vocabulary of emotions. How to know your emotions. Get to know your emotions. What does it mean to feel excited? What does it feel to be happy? When do I feel nervous? So it's not just I am happy and this is a happy face, but what makes me happy is very important to understand. So if I have to ask, I'm having my favorite ice cream and the ice cream falls, how will you feel? How will you feel? Who's going to tell me?
Angry and sad.
Angry, sad, okay. And when I got a surprise gift, which was the thing I wanted, how is it going to make you feel?
Happy.
Happy, elated. So you understand it's not just identifying and recognizing an emotion and saying, oh, this is a happy face. This is a happy face. Let's match it. That's step one. But then to understand in which situation that emotion works is very, very important. You know, children need to know what is in their heart, what is in their mind. They also can be explained about the emotions and how the brain controls it. Okay. They understand it because school teaches everything now, and you can do it in a very simple, easy way so that they know, okay, that the fear is also here, the expression of emotions is also there. It's okay to feel scared and it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to keep fighting it. And even a vision board I've put down here because they can really put down things where they would like to achieve. They don't have to be big things. It could be just having good grades in school. It could be sitting in one place to do an activity for a long period of time. It could be for building friendship. It could be for aiming, okay, what further I want to do in life. And it can really build on from there. So give them this emotional vocabulary. Let them understand their patterns and their own behaviors. Who I am now and who I want to be. A lot of us still struggle with this because we don't know what we want to be, even as of today. So when you're doing a self-discovery bit, start looking into this also that, okay, what am I now and what am I looking and what am I striving to go ahead? Again, very, very important. Mind you, I'm repeating again, it's a process. While you're thinking of who you were and what you want to be even today, starting now, let's go through this last little video so that all our little ones understand this much better.
Who are you? What do you like to do? What makes you, you? Your identity, or who you are as a person, is made up of a whole range of different things. It can be made up of where you come from, your ethnicity, your religion, your language, what you like, your hobbies, your unique personality, and much more. When you have a strong sense of identity and feel confident about who you are, you are more likely to have the courage and confidence to succeed. But how exactly do you have a strong sense of identity? Well, it's a combination of lots of things. Knowing who you are, what your values are, and being proud of all those things creates your identity. One way to learn more about yourself and your identity is to think about your values. Values are a group of characteristics, ideas, or areas in life that are important to you. Some of your values could include honesty, generosity, good manners, determination, creativity, leadership, kindness, or loyalty. But of course, every single person is unique, which means everyone values things differently. Did you know that you can learn from others who have different values to you? It's a great opportunity to see the world from another person's perspective, which will help you stay open-minded. Here are some tips to help you recognise what you value and to feel good about your personal identity. Write a list of all the things you love. This will help you get in touch with your values.
So why don't you quickly write all the things you love? Come on, at least 3 things you love before I go ahead with the video. Three things you love. Okay, and I'm going ahead.
What types of books do you like to read? What subjects do you like in school? What motivates you? The answers to these might reveal a lot about your values. For example, if you really enjoy science at school, you might value curiosity and exploration. If you like team sports, you might value teamwork and cooperation. Maybe you can use this list to identify what your core values are and how they play a part in your everyday life. Get to know and celebrate your culture and language. Your culture and language are huge parts of who you are, and you should be proud of and celebrate them. Cultures and languages help to create the colourful world that we enjoy every day. So it's wonderful to share these things with others. The final tip is, don't be afraid to be you. The exciting thing about the world is that everyone is totally unique. There is only one you. Everybody has their own special traits and talents, and this is what makes our world so diverse and interesting. Just imagine if everyone was the same. What a boring world that would be. Even if you feel like you have traits that are negative or embarrassing, remember that it is just another part of how unique you are, and you shouldn't feel ashamed of them. So don't be afraid to be you, because nobody can do it better than, well, you. As you go through life, you'll experience new things and learn more about who you are, which will influence your identity. Some things will always be part of who you are, like your core values and your ethnicity. And some other parts of your identity may change with time, like your hobbies or relationships. But remember, the most important thing about identity is to stay true to yourself and your values, and be proud of who you are.
Okay. I'm hoping that says it all. Okay. And some of the key takeaways. is that self-awareness, when we are going to do Khud ki Talaash and try and discover ourselves, is that self-awareness makes it easier for us to build our self-esteem and speak up for what is needed or what we need. When we become self-aware, we understand and see things and see ourselves that we may be different and others can also be different, and it's okay. And they also become self-aware and recognize their strengths and challenges because they've been able to understand their emotions. And I think these are the key takeaways which I feel are very important when we are doing self-discovery. This is not something we can talk or do in 1 hour, half an hour. As I said, this is a process. It's a long-term process. You build on slowly, one step at a time. It's not trying to take a huge leap. Take baby steps to keep moving forward. And that is the way forward, actually. So this is, from me, this is pretty much what it is about Khud ki Talaash, that let's start finding ourselves. If we are grappling, we're trying to figure out who we are, because as children, and mind you, this session is typically designed for kids, okay? So for children, for them to understand their identity, to understand where they're coming from, to understand it's okay to feel these feelings, because very often we try and shut them down. And for us as adults to understand their feelings, as much as we would want them to respect us, we would respect theirs. That's the only way things move ahead. And yes, I think from me, that's pretty much it. There is no clear-cut way of doing this. You to keep discovering yourself each day a little more than before. So it's like discover to rediscover. Okay, it's pretty much that. So that's pretty much from it now. I know you guys have written a lot on chat, but if this is the time we can open up the space to share, I'll be more than happy to actually share with y'all. And y'all will have to discount me out, because suddenly the power has gone here and I've blacked out. But it's okay, y'all don't need to see my face. Y'all can share with me your views of how things are. Can we have some last sharing, so at least we know what y'all are going back with, so that we can, at least a key takeaway y'all are taking back with you today. I think that is important. You can all get your videos on, please. It'll be nice. Did you all go to sleep?
No.
Okay.
No, not yes, Zini, please.
All right. So I'll talk about the journaling aspect. All right. I mean, you are, I think, one person who is most aware that I was never into the entire concept of journaling. And I was forced into it only during the entire arts-based course that we did last year. And that is one thing which I'll say helped me open up the most. I have been in therapy. I am okay, for those of you all who don't know me, I work with Zil at Lighthouse, and I am a mental health professional, and as mental health professional, even we seek therapy so that we don't get burnt out, and for innumerable reasons which I don't think a lot of you all should be burdened with. Okay, so I have been seeking therapy for the last 2 years, and the amount of release which I get, I saw a couple of chats where people wrote, I want to change, but I don't know where to start from. I don't even know if I want to change that aspect about me. And that is one clarity which you will start getting once you journal, because you will introspect as to why is it that I'm feeling this way? What is it? Why am I feeling stuck? Okay. And yes, there are going to be times when you will be running within that circle and in that loophole, and you'll be like, oh my God, what is going on? This doesn't make sense. And there are also going to be days when you'll be asking yourself, do I really need to continue? I started journaling in June 2019. We are in October 2020, and I have not skipped a single day, without an exaggeration.
Woohoo!
And
That is amazing.
yes, I have completed, I think, around 6, 7 books. I don't know. There was also a post which I did a couple of months ago, if you remember. And it has opened me up. It has given me an outlet which I didn't think I would ever get. And it has opened me up a lot. From, I think, in this entire year, Zil has seen the entire transformation, if I can say that. From not talking at all to you're having this conversation without being ashamed or without even feeling anxious about anything. Yeah, so believe me, it sounds very cliched, but it's a slow process which you need to trust that yes, eventually you will get your answers. Of course, along with a lot of therapy, a lot of self-talk, a lot of downfalls. If you are moving 4 steps ahead, be prepared for moving 2 steps backward as well. Okay, because that's the only way you know that yes, I have made progress. Yeah, so that is what I had to share. I
Thank
hope.
you so much for that, Xenia, because really that probably gives a little more insight and encouragement to the ones who want to start doing it. It is a tedious process. It's not easy to do it because it demands you to give time to yourself. And
I think we forget that, right? Someone spoke of self-care, even just giving 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Believe me, you start off by saying, "Arey, sirf 10 minutes hai yaar," and then trust me, you don't know where that 10 minutes turns into half an hour and 45 minutes, and where your hands then start trembling towards the end of the entire process.
No, and it's true. For example, the ones who attended yesterday, and I was talking about tools to thrive, this is exactly what it is, because you have to give, if you want to improve and you want to strive ahead and soar the skies, then you've got to give time to yourself. There is no two ways to it. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. Anyone else would like to share? I'm sorry about this. I'm talking to you all in a candlelight. Okay. That's the only way it's possible. So we can do a quick wrap up, if there is nothing, but if there's something to share, please go ahead and do it. I know some of you all have written in chat, so I can read it out. There are things, I know certain areas that needs to be changed, but deep down I don't feel like working on it, or that I want to change it. Yes, there are, but if you know that particular area is not helping you grow in life and move further, and you're going back in the same cycle and pattern, and the feeling of stuckness is there, then probably opening that wound is important. Don't try and do it alone, but okay. There is something difficult for me accepting myself as I am because of low self-esteem, low confidence. Got to pull yourself up, girl. No other choice. We are in the field, and I know these are all adults talking. So we are here, and we all have to work on ourselves. That's primarily the first thing. Like Xenia said, we all have to do our work on ourselves. We are a work in progress, always. Okay. So keep working on yourself. I feel like I should say this to myself every day standing in front of the mirror. Oh, you're talking of the reflection one? Well, I thought, yes, that video. A lot of us don't do it, okay? A lot of us find it very difficult to look into the mirror and say, hey, I love you, and give a nice flying kiss. It doesn't work. But you've got to do that. Why can't you kiss yourself? And we are expecting others to give us a kiss. Okay, so we've got to get on to it. I try to adjust to stupidity in spite knowing about the same. Yes, we clown around. Mark you, our kids also do this. When they don't know what to do, they will start clowning and try and divert attention because they do not know how to understand and cope with that emotion that they are feeling. That is why emotional understanding is so, so important. Okay. Tell the names of the stories. Yes, I will share it with y'all. Y'all have also written about some feelings, some takeaways. I love to connect with myself, color, travel, new learnings, feeling good. I love the drawing myself as a tree activity. Thank you. Another, Akash says, my key takeaway is to give yourself time and to do what you love and as you're passionate about, what you're passionate about. Yes, I recognize my so it's starting to recognize your feelings. Yes, very, very important. Okay, somebody is telling me you look beautiful in candlelight. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know. But yes, so this is what we are saying. This is a beginning. Start with yourself so that your children, whether they're your children or you're working with them, they see what you're doing and then they take it forward. Okay? And the kids who are here, if you all are still here, please start now, because trust me, as you go ahead in life, it is difficult. So if you have your emotional understanding, you have to learn to communicate and express how you feel. And it's okay. And we as adults have to allow them to express and communicate what they feel, of course, in healthier ways. And that's what we are talking about. So happy discovering yourselves. I hope you all find new things about yourselves every day, and one step further to finding that happiness and loving yourself. Okay, so keep this Khud ki Talaash going on. Not that it goes to drive you crazy, but enough to empower you to move ahead. Yes, so then with that, I think I close the session. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'm hoping that we meet again. There is a session in another 15-20 minutes right now, which is about inner child healing. Very powerful, and Nisha is taking us through. So don't disappear too much, because I will log out and log in again very soon. You all can join in. Tomorrow we have 2 more sessions. Xenia is doing breaking patterns, which will be great after yesterday's and today's session, because it will help us know how to break this loop that we've created for ourselves. And then Preeti is going to take us through with I Am Peaceful Mandala. So join us for the rest of the weekend. These workshops are going to continue as regular sessions even after the festival, and we'll keep updating you with it. So thank you for now, and I will see you all again soon once I log out and log in for some the ones who are joining me. Otherwise, I'll see you all soon. Otherwise, in any case, take care. Bye-bye, and thank you.
This, ma'am.
Bye. Welcome. Bye.